Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahab, Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and to the bishops and elders in Connecticut, and to also to the brothers that putting their lives on line teaching this truth, right? The right doctrine. And this Yah Damar from the Great Millstone Houston camp. And going to a little lesson, somewhat dealing with guess you could say the last should be first and the first should be last. Just a little something. Let's get in Matthew 19 and 27, right? Then answered Peter and said unto him, talking about Yahweh Shai, Peter answered unto Yahweh Shai, okay, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, right, reincarnation, as you can say, when the Son of Man shall sit in the thrones of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So yeah, that's what we have coming. You might wonder why, we put our heart, our mind into this truth. So Peter was asking Yahweh Shai, man, what we gonna, what we got coming? We forsook everything, okay? But yeah, like I said, we're gonna be sitting on thrones as Yahweh Shai, okay? Verse 29, and every one that have forsaken, here we go, verse 29, Matthew 19 and 29, and everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold. See that? And shall inherit in everlasting life. So yeah, man, that's something to look forward to. So right now, if you gotta, put your loved ones, your family, to the side, man, for this truth. You got something major coming through Yahweh Bashim Shai. Verse 30. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And I'm gonna read that verse in the NLT, right? Matthew 19 and 30 in the NLT. But many who are the greatest now will be last, will be least important. Okay? So you got your important guys right now, which they losing, you know what I'm saying? Some of your Jay-Z's, your LeBron James, and so on and so on. They seem to be important right now, right? And it reads, and those who seem least important now will be the greatest then. See that? Who's the least important, right? Starting with the men of the Lord, right? The ones that out there teaching this truth. We looked upon as a spectacle, like why these these guys in dresses and all that, not realizing, man, we gonna be the rulers, of the kingdom to come, through Yahweh Shai. Okay? So just know that. I'm gonna read it again, Matthew 19 and 30 in the NLT. But many who are the greatest now will be least important then. And those who seem least important now will be the greatest then, right? So yeah, we might catch hell, and people might be talking shit about us right now. But Lord and behold, before the Lord knows, when our hell break loose, and when shit really hit the fans, man, they gonna know who the men of the Lord are. Okay? So let's go to I'm gonna get this in John, 1 John. One of my favorites, 1 John 3. Yeah. 1 John 3, and I'm going to start at 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh power. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, right? Because it knew him not, right? These people, they don't know, they don't know the Heavenly Father, you know. Like I said, man, they look at us like we ain't nothing, okay? Verse 2, 1 John 3 and 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh power, and it does not yet appear what we shall be, right? Yeah, because like I said, to these people, we looking crazy out on the corners, with the Bibles or with our smartphone bringing our scriptures, right? They think we crazy, right? Continue on, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is, you know? So who is that one that's shall be like when he appear? That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, we're gonna be just like him. Okay? And every man, verse 3, and every man that had this hope in him purified himself even as he is pure, right? We have faith and believe in this. Okay? So Lord willing, like I always say, I hope I'm a part of the number, the 144,000, the elect body. Okay? Or just being elect, period. You just, at the end of the day, you really want to just get saved. You want to be the first round draft pick. Okay? You really do. You want to be that. I hope, pray and hope I'm that first draft pick, as they say in sports. Okay? And let's go to the Apocrypha. Wisdom of Solomon 5. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 5, start at the top. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. We standing bold out here teaching his word on the highways and byways, to our enemies. They haven't, they put off, what we have done in the past, as slavery, right? Made no account. Salakia, just a little bit under the weather, but yeah, accounting of our labor, even what we doing right now in this truth. Okay? Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond so far beyond all that they looked for, right? We're going to be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, which is that Yahweh Shah coming back in them chariots, right? In the so-called UFO, right? And they're going to be troubled. Verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves. Why they going to be doing that? Because, Yahweh Shah going to be bringing havoc, destroying these motherfuckers out here, okay? They're going to be groaning, right? This was he whom we have sometime in derision and a proverb or reproach. Yeah, like I said, looking up, as, the hopeful elect getting beamed up, right? And they're going to be like, damn, man, we was talking shit about this guy or them, and here they are, man, they getting beamed up, right? Verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor, right? Out here, doing what we were supposed to do for Yahweh Bashim Shai. They counted it madness, It's like, it don't make no sense. Why? It's a waste of time, right? Verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of Yahweh power, and his lot is among the saints, right? So yeah, man. And that's where, us brothers, man, we hope and pray, we be among the saints that getting beamed up, you know, in them chariots, right? And these people gonna be, oh man, they gonna be through. They gonna be through out here, okay? You know what I read? 6, verse 6, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 6. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Okay? So yeah, at the end of the day, it wasn't meant for y'all to get it anyway. Okay? It just wasn't. So, I just wanted to bring that out. Quick little lesson about that. We you know what, let me see something. Fame. If it come up, not quite sure. Let me see if I can find it. If not, that's okay. Yeah, I believe, this is Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3 and 19. Let me see. I just go to 19. Zephaniah 3 and 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflicted thee, right? And I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. So yeah, just going into the elect, right? The children of Israel, you know. So I wanted to bring that out. Right now we just looked at, like I say, we looked at it as shit to these people, right? But oh man, they're gonna have a rude awakening coming. But that's it. I just want to touch on that. Until next time, I'm gonna give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruhawa Kakadash. And I hope this has been edifying to the elect, right? Until next time, Shalom.